from made in China. Not may not be US. Majority of the pens are made in China. So consumer point of view, try to don't buy made in China. Pen can't be used from made in India product. Okay, a pen a small, but we don't take care of it. We just buy pen. It's 5 rupees or 4 rupees. We buy a pen and take it to work and write. But if you look at that, it's made in China. So like small things from the consumer space. Start with small things, and then when you're buying a fan, that fan, whether the model is imported from China or India, you buy at only OEMs where they are making, they are buying from made in India, where it is not China dependent. That's not the consumer point of view. And the second, see, we lost this race. To be frank, I am ashamed of saying this, we lost this manufacturing race because China is 30 years ahead of us. So now we are catching up game. Those 30 years we are focusing only on the coding, software, which is not creating jobs. It is not.
Will take some time, but we cannot do it with the current startup ecosystem. We need more startups. So you need to inculcate that kind of entrepreneurial culture in your universities or colleges, because most of the colleges having their own incubation center. I think. Suppose SRKR might be having some incubation. So in that, you see, I mean, where how they can start something. We need more entrepreneurs, more companies. Otherwise, we can't. We will be always in the catch-up game. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. So that like that, I mean, all colleges has to do that. Then we need more startup. That's the one thing. And yeah, that's more or less answers your question. I think different levels. It's not happen with one pillar of the ecosystem. All pillars have thermal management, battery thermal management. See, ANSYS is see thermal management is when you see thermal, it's all about CFD. Flow analysis you need to do CFD based. So far, as far as I know, the best CFD is Fluent, part of ANSYS. But again, if you want to use Fluent, it is not like any other finite element analysis based software. You should know the fundamentals of CFD. Then any software check data in, junk data out. So you should, if you have basics of CFD, then ANSYS Fluent is a good tool. And now there are some 1D, I mean one-dimensional simulation tools also coming, so you can use that also. And especially the battery pack, it is more like a cell characterization. It's not about the overall thermal analysis, cell characterization and BMS, how you are controlling the limits. It's more into that. Normal CFD analysis is for the powertrains, motors, controllers, where CFD analysis will give some good result. But for battery sensor, it's a chemistry, right? Cell characterization plays major role in thermal analysis, thermal simulation, and thermal cutbacks. See, there are so many people researching on so many technologies. Okay, even motors also there are so many technologies coming out, but we need to see because research is always unpredictable. You don't know because when you are doing fundamental research, you can't predict this could be the outcome. It takes time because even lithium ion also it took decades to come out of the normal lead acid and this one. Even sodium ion acid will take time. Only time will tell. Maybe a decade or 2 decades we will see. Because at the end of the day, in vehicle power density, if you are not having superior power density, so only for the technology and only for the dependency, you don't buy vehicle, right? If I give you a big battery which is consuming more space, and if I ask you maybe delta amount, you don't buy a vehicle. At the end of the day, product market fit is important, not the technology. Research level, everybody can work and file patents, publication. That is all okay, but to industrialize it, product market fit is important. It will take time because now even in the lithium ion itself, the blade batteries came in, so that is having superior density. So to beat that with a different technology, it will take time. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. See, in India, if you want to sell anything, not just the motor, cost. Cost is the only thing that stays with the consumer, end customer. So you have to always keep in mind that your cost should be within the limits. At the end of the day, you go to a customer and say all, all the blah 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 blah. This is technically so high. All those things, all depends, all those things. At the end of the day, this is my Chinese price. What is your price? This is the only question. Even you spend 1 hour explaining, the customer all this technological logistics, geopolitical advantages of your product. But the one question you must answer is, at what price? If I am not getting at that price, or lesser price than that, why should I put your at the end of the day, for the vehicle manufacturer, vehicle is a vehicle. Whether he's getting from, he's selling vehicle, he's not selling component. Whether he's getting from China or he's getting from India, it doesn't matter to him. So cost is one thing you need to work out. Nobody pays premium for your technology, and your make in India. Make in India doesn't have a premium in India, and your technology doesn't have a premium in India. It's all about product, performance, and the costing. And we still struggle with some products. Some of our portfolio products are on the border. For some products, we have good trade-off with respect to, see, only motors India can make, because India is better equipped with all the ingredients, like raw materials are available except magnets. Even though some people are working on magnets, we have manpower to design motors, and that infrastructure also can be created with minimum capex. You don't need billions of dollars to establish. Right now, we have a line which can manufacture 1 lakh units per annum. We are a 3 years old startup, but our vision is like that, 1 lakh units per annum. Everybody asks, I mean, even our investors used to, cross question us, why do you need that much volume since you don't have that many sales? But it's a chicken and egg story. If I have to go to OEM, he will definitely ask for his next 10 years volume. He will not bother about current year's volume. So that's, I mean, scale. I mean, China is in that position because their manufacturing is at scale. And one more thing to answer your question, I skipped that. In India, we don't have collaborative way of doing business. For example, suppose if China motor manufacturers are there, they don't invest even 1 rupee on tooling. Suppose motor, I have a body, covers are there. So there is one person who will make the tooling of that. Every company in China will get parts from him only, so that this manufacturer doesn't have to pay for tooling, and he will increase his sales so that he can give it less volume. But in India, it's not like that. I have my own tools. Someone else is having their own tools. Someone else is having their own. We don't work in a collaborative way where we can reduce our capital expenditure. We work in a highly competitive and highly conservative way of doing business. That's one thing we have to learn from China. Collaborative way of doing business. That saves a lot of capital expenditure. Did I answer your question completely? And there are other challenges are there. When we compete with the tier ones, they are people who has lot of muscle power in terms of money. So there are some challenges will be there. Yes. So that's what I was saying, sir. I mean, dyno is required when you are testing a high power. You can do a load test with a back-to-back also. I showed you one setup where two motors connected back to back. One will act as a motor, the other will act as a generator. This generator will be a load on the motor. Small scale. So you don't need to test higher power motors. That can be done. Or we have dyno, so we use dyno. Back-to-back test we used to do when I was in Mahindra. We used to do a complete endurance test on a back-to-back set. 1 lakh kilometers or 2 lakh kilometers, the complete axle, motor, controller, and gearbox. We used to put it on a back-to-back test bench because since it's continuous, we can't connect a battery pack or something for the full energy. So when we put it on a back-to-back, it's only differential energy we are supplying from the battery pack. It's possible. And one more way, except Pune and northern India, there are no dynos available. If you have dyno, people in and around places, they can come here and you can monetize that also. Because we kept our dyno open for others also. Some people will come and do the testing and they will pay like per day charges or per hour charges kind of. Yeah, yeah. Don't go for a high level, high power level dyno. At least a small, like 5 kilowatt kind of range. If you have a powertrain test bed kind of thing, then that will give a lot of scope for students to learn, because you can, like, step by step, first start with the designing, like this some design project, and those things can be manufactured easily. I mean, you can tie up with someone, they can manufacture, or I can help you in the manufacturing of those prototypes. If you come up with if your students can come up with designs, we can manufacture and we can give you a prototype, then do the testing. So like that, slowly, it's like you need to make a roadmap for next 5 years. By end of the 5 years, you should have your own maybe powertrain system or something like that. It's ambitious, but that is the way it is going on. So many startups are coming out of colleges only, universities and colleges only. So many startups are spin-offs of some universities or colleges. Because for a fresh graduate, it is easy to start a company because he doesn't have the financial baggage of a family, kids, and all those. It's easy. Even if he spend 2 years, he can easily go back to college. That is the best time to try his luck at entrepreneurship. At my age, if they start, it's so much struggle because because I have so much financial baggage. So I'll take care of that, take care of this. So luckily, since I have that pedigree of motor design and all those things, we didn't had to wait for so much time for making the product. So before registering company itself, all our designs are ready. In stealth mode, we did designs. We started company to transfer money to the vendors for development of tools. So, but that's, I mean, if he's a fresh grad, he has to spend some time, but it is worth spending that. He doesn't have a financial baggage. Nobody's asking him how much you are getting, all those things. So if you put some focus and if you push them towards entrepreneurship, so these one day these experiments may become some companies. So everything starts with, if you look at all the Europe-based universities, if you look at their PhD or master thesis, nothing is an extension to the previous person's PhD or master industrial problems. Most of the European universities are funded by ABB or Siemens. So they will give a problem. So for that problem, they take 2 PhDs, 5 MSc thesis. They will work on only that problem. I'll tell you this ABB's IE4 series is, they launched IE4 synchronous electrons motor series somewhere in 2008 or 9. So that entire product is outcome of one person's master thesis in KTH, Royal Institute of Sweden. So he continued to do PhD in the same subject. So that master's thesis and PhD outcome is ABB's IE4 and IE5 product. You see the impact of the industry aligned projects. In India, unfortunately, that alignment is not there, but now startups are seeking that alignment. So if we, because startups are already one step ahead, if you also come one step forward, then that whatever lost, we can bring back that. Because now getting into established companies is difficult now. They're all rigid minds. It will take. But startups is the easy way to start the industry alignment. So many startups are tying up with universities for manpower recruitment for some projects. Even suppose if you have a software tool, startups doesn't invest in procuring software. they can come here and do the simulation, or maybe with the help of your student, they can do some of their work here. Suppose ANSYS, even though we are using ANSYS, but we use only Maxwell 2D. We don't use MotorCAD or we don't use ANSYS Fluent those because they are all very costly. So if some university is having that software, then we can train one engineer from the one student from that university to do that simulation, and we can offload that work to you. It is like you can also have the feeling of inclusivity into that company. Your students are contributing towards the progress of that company. Or if you have dyno, maybe sometimes we will test. I mean, if we some test facilities like some power analyzers, high value power analyzers, Yokogawa, or those kind of power analyzers, we can use it because startups doesn't invest in capital. So if any facility is there, we are ready to spend some money, like expense per day charges. That is possible. So you can think in this lines also. If you establish a digital design lab like ANSYS, but don't buy all licenses. Maybe ANSYS or motor design one software like for electronic design, something like that. We can You can approach any startup because any startup working on controllers, they need some power electronics tools or embedded tools or some kind of software. So we can approach even SRK alumni is so big. So many people are having startups. So for SRKR, getting startups on board is not so difficult. Even my batch, it's around 4 or 5 startups are there. So maybe my juniors, my seniors, so many people will be there. So it will be the easiest thing to do. Get all the startup founders agreements and then can start. Because we have to learn from Europe the way they do the industry academic alignment. Even our IITs also, all the PhD theses are extension to the previous, mostly mostly academic extensions. Like even master's thesis, especially in power systems, if one person does with fuzzy logic, the next batch will do with neural networks, and the next batch will with neurofuzzy. It's like that. So with that, which industry want all those things? If it is something really useful to the industry, then they will be interested. So that has to change. I think soon it will change with the current ecosystem. We are sending rockets to space. Our startups are sending rockets to space. So yeah. Because it's a win-win for me because instead of taking experienced engineer, I can get 10 engineers, 10 interns. I took 10 interns last year from Gokaraj Rangaraj. Of them, they are designing my drone platform. So if I have to take experienced engineer, I have to spend 1 crore only on the salaries. One, I didn't even spend 1/10 of that. But my platform is ready. In September, we're doing a soft launch. They're all fresh engineers. But okay, we need to do some hand holding. Okay. But from SRKR, I think SRKR will get bright students also. The credibility of SRKR, so I think we'll have better future. I mean, if you start aligning, from at least this year, with some good projects, that will be validation to the I mean, college also. You are part of some good projects. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that is the need of the hour, sir. I mean, because we can't spend on manpower, and we need to deliver some things until we reach certain stage to get the next level of funding or something. We need to deliver with minimum money whatever we have. So definitely interns are the go-to for us. The, they don't learn anything there. They don't learn anything there because it's all defined way of work. Even if you want to do a single line of code, also you have to get n number of permissions there. But in startup, one engineer is doing the complete coding. That's the difference. I mean, it's accelerated learning for them. It's not like a organic way of learning. It's accelerated learning. Yeah, yeah. Yes, that is required. Otherwise, they can't survive. If they don't have the T-shaped skill set, they can't survive because uh, in big industries, it is like they operate in different clusters. So suppose let's take an example of Bosch. Robert Bosch is a big organization. There, people across the world will design a motor. For casing design, one team will be sitting somewhere in Germany. For the magnetic, and the magnetic also stator will be designed by one team sitting somewhere in the world. The rotor is being designed by some team sitting somewhere else in the world. But here in startups, everything will be designed by a single person. So he, because if you work in that kind of thing, you don't know what is happening to your product. You're designing only one piece, and you don't know what, because the testing and handling everything will be done by some different team. If it is okay, you will get to an information saying that okay, your design is okay. But what is happening in between? How they are manufacturing that product? How they are assembling that piece? No information, nothing. But here in startups, they have to do everything. So they will get to design, and they will get to know how to prototype their design. Because what I believe is any designer without the knowledge of how to manufacture his design is not a complete designer. So he should know how to manufacture his product also. And then once he manufactured proto, how to test what he designed, for what he designed, and whether it is coming or not. So once the testing is over, then only the life cycle of design will complete. That is how we work in startups. But in big organizations, it's bits and pieces. So your knowledge also bits and pieces. In that 6 months, whatever you get, bits and pieces. But in 6 months, you will get complete exposure. And one advantage in startups is like the communication part. The students, maybe in the only first month will be like we will give some basic training and all those things. From second month onwards, we will put them in front of customers. Suppose if they are part of my application engineering team, second month itself, they will handle the project on their own. They will be discussing with the other company, maybe founders or CEOs or vice president, big persons. They will also feel like they are included in the company. Sometimes we used to say, even we are not interacting with the founders of our customers that much time. You are directly interacting with them. They also enjoy that. Initially they feel little awkward, in the sense that they're little scared, but when they use it to it, they enjoy a lot those conversations with the founders, CEOs of the other companies. But it's a pressure, because any problem is that they'll directly scold these guys, but it's okay. At least they get to know that how to handle the communications with the senior management of the customers. And even in the startups also, they're directly discussing with the founders. There is no second level management. So they will be trained in both ways. In the company, when you are discussing with the senior management how to handle the communications, whether it is oral or verbal, I mean written communications. In the same way, customers and then suppliers. Suppose if some person is only in the design, then we will directly put him in the direct communication with the suppliers. So he has to discuss with the supplier about his requirement. If he's doing something new requirement, and then he has to get it done with the supplier. In that way, the communication part is taken care. So in 6 months, they will be almost like 2 years. Whatever you get from the bigger organization, you'll get that knowledge. But only thing we ask the student is, since we are putting our efforts and time for not money, efforts and time for 6 months, at least stay for 1 year as an engineer. So that's the only thing we ask for the other, is a waste of time for us also. So at least only the 1 year we ask. There is no written commitment or something like that. We ask them 1 year, you stay. After that, your choice. If you want to stay, you stay. Otherwise, you are free to choose your path. Any other questions? Or for your internships also, if you want some contacts, we can help you. I mean, some other companies. we have ecosystem kind of thing. If you tell me what segment you are looking for, I can connect you to the people in that segment, so you can take it forward. Because all startups are on the same page. Everybody needs interns. I'm openly saying this. We need interns. So now, if it is from SRKR, I will be more comfortable. And even some when we are doing some external recruitments also, if we get some SRKR, we'll immediately. Yeah, if you need anything, you can reach out to me. Any industrial related things, you can reach out to me. And thank you for listening to all this gyan, whatever I'm saying. But this is the hour of need. So that is why I didn't put any technical content out there. What is the current requirement? How you can train your workforce to be industry ready? So that's what I just wanted to, because I didn't get time to prepare the content. I got only one day, Saturday, that to August 15th. So I had to spend some time with kids also. In whatever 2-3 hours I got with the help of AI, I saw this presentation. Thank you for patiently listening to me.
Wow. Now it's time to thanking and felicitation of the resource person. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend our sincere gratitude to Mr. Rajesh Gudwada for delivering an insightful and informative session on thermal management and EV motor. Sir, your valuable insights and practical expertise have enhanced our understanding of thermal management and emerging technologies in EV motor. As a token of our respect and gratitude, I request our beloved HOD sir, Dr. BHRK Verma sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. Rajesh Gurwara. May I also request the coordinator and co-coordinator of the FDP to kindly join us in expressing our sincere appreciation and also join the senior faculty members and Srinivas sir and P. Kantara sir. Hajar sir.